Hello beautiful people, hope you guys are doing well, hope you're having a great day, hope you're having a great week. My name is Silem, very pleased to meet you. Thank you for tuning in to watch another video from me. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make a simple bodycon dress with funnel sleeves. Now if you don't know what a funnel sleeve is, then it's simply a sleeve that is shaped like a funnel. So it starts small and then goes bigger. Now the funnel sleeve I'm going to show you today has a little twist. It's cut like a funnel, but I'm going to attach a band at the bottom. So it kind of looks like a puffy sleeve, but it's actually funnel sleeves, okay? So if that's something you're interested in and you want to see how to make, then definitely keep on watching. If you want to see tutorials on other types of dresses I've made, from no-sew dresses to sewn dresses, then definitely click on the playlist right here. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Now this is the fabric I'm going to be using. I've already folded it in half. It's just 2 yards of fabric. Now I marked the length of the fabric, the underbust, the bust point and the baseline, and then I'm also marking the hip line. The hip line is about 23 inches from the baseline, while the bust point and underbust were 12 and 15 inches respectively. I'm just extending all those lines now. I divided her bust measurement by 4, placed it on the bust point line and marked that point. I also divided her shape measurement by 4, placed it on the under bust line and also marked that point as well. And then I divided her hip measurement by 4, placed it on the hip line and marked that point. Now I'm just connecting all 3 points with a curve. Now since it's going to be a pencil dress, I'm just simply removing 3 inches from her hip measurement, and then that measurement I divided by 4 and marked it at the length line. From the baseline I also marked 8 inches, which is going to serve as my armhole. Now her shoulder measurement is 16 inches, divided by 2 is 8 inches. That's what I marked, and then I also added 1 inch allowance. I now drew a curve from that shoulder allowance to the armhole line, and then I'm also cutting along the curve of the dress. And this is the front piece done. I'm going to take the fabric, fold it again so that I can use the front piece as a pattern to cut the back piece. I left a bit of allowance at the center back just so that I can add my slits and zipper. Now the length of my sleeve, I'm using 7 inches from the bottom of the dress, and then I'm just creating a curve for my zip line. Since the back of a woman isn't straight, it's important that the back of your center back isn't straight as well, so keep that in mind. And now I'm just cutting the outline of the back to match the front. And now for the neckline, I'm simply marking 4.5 inches for the width, and then for the length or for the depth of the neck, I'm also marking 4.5 inches. Now I'm just going to draw a curve to connect those 2 points. For the back, the depth is 2 inches, while the width is the same with the front. So I'm also drawing a curve to connect those 2 points. Then I'm using the scissors to cut along the curve or those curves. And now for the back, like I mentioned, the center back isn't straight, so I'm just curving it out and then also cutting open my slit. Now for the sleeve, it's a flare sleeve, so it's like a 180-degree flare. So I'm just simply folding my fabric diagonally and then just randomly drawing the shape of the sleeve, like the top part of the sleeve. Now from the highest point, I'm just marking the length of the sleeve. This is what it looks like up close. And then once I've gotten the length of my sleeve, I'm just going to cut along those lines. As you can see, it's like a funnel shape, and that's basically how you cut your flare sleeve, your 180-degree flare sleeve anyway. Now I'm taking the two back pieces and then I'm just sewing them together all the way to the bottom. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to open up the back piece, and then I'm going to place the front piece on the back piece, right sides facing, and then I'm going to go ahead and join the shoulders together. Doing the same thing with the other side as well. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and shape in the sides. Since it's a stretchy fabric, I didn't leave any allowance. I didn't add any allowance to her measurement. So I'm just shaping it with 1.5 inch seam allowance so that it's tight and fitted and gives that grip. I did the same thing for the other side as well. Now turning it to the right side, I want to cut the armhole. I simply replicated the center back line, and then from that shoulder I'm marking 8 inches downwards. My shoulder measurement is 16 inches and I placed the 8-inch mark on that center back line so that I have 16 inches when I'm done cutting. I simply drew a curve that connected the shoulder line with the armhole line that I had previously marked, and then I cut that open. Now this is the band of my sleeve. It's a 3-inch band, and then when I folded it in half and sewed it, it gave me about 1.5 inches. And now I'm just sewing that band at the bottom of the flare sleeve. Now this band is way shorter than the bottom of the flare sleeve, but that is the point because you want to have that gathered effect. So it's important that the band is actually smaller or shorter than the bottom of the flare sleeve. Now just opening that a bit of that zip allowance, I'm just sewing or piping the neck of my dress with a bias. I simply place the right side of the bias on the right side of the fabric, and then I sewed it all the way around. Once I get to the end, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out any excess bias. Then I'm going to turn it to the wrong side, and I'm going to make sure that I fold the bias to be on the wrong side, and then I sew it accordingly all the way around. So I'm just sewing that all the way around till I get to the end. And this is what we have. Now I've opened the zipper allowance a bit more to accommodate my zipper. Now placing the right side, I'm placing the right side of the zipper on the right side of the dress, but I'm also making sure that I'm starting with the left part and not the right part first. So once I've sewn my zipper on the right side, I'm going to turn it to the wrong side and then sew the other parts of the zipper to the other parts of the back piece that I didn't sew earlier. I'm turning this to the front, and this is our zipper all done and fixed. I'm just going to bring down the zipper a bit, then cut out the excess zipper so that I can turn it in and then stitch it neatly. Now I'm just tacking that point once I've folded the zipper inwardly. Now this is our zipper all done. And now we'll go ahead and fix our sleeve. But before we do that, I'm just going to fold the sleeve, and then I'm just going to shape in the sleeve. I'm just leaving very small allowance, about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and then when I get to the bottom part, I increase that allowance to about 1 inch, just so that it has that puffy round look. Now I'm taking the side seam of my dress, making sure that the side seam of my sleeve aligns with the side seam of my dress. I'm just going ahead to sew the sleeve all the way around. And this is what we have: our sleeves done, zipper, and everything done. Nice and neat, just a simple basic bodycon dress. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But before we go, I'm going to show you how to sew your slits as well. So it's important to open the slits. You know, you had previously sewn it. So open the slits, make sure that they are on either side, the slits are on both sides, and then just sew it down following the shape of the slits. I'm just sewing the slits down. And this is what we have, nice and neat. As you can see, the slit is nice and neat. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.